Welcome back. We're still discussing indulgence in ritualism amongst teenagers and youths. And with me in the studio again is Shegu.
Thank you for having
Take me to another question. So, ritualism is so prevalent among teenagers and youths these days. Why?
Well, it's disheartening that in some climes, technology and science has been considered the way of success and wealth. But in climes such as ours here in Africa, it is considered that ritualism and barbaric practices are one of the fastest ways to access wealth, success, and gain protection. Now, considering those things, we can easily say that people would naturally venture into them. Now, there are so many factors that one could point to as the reason or cause for people venturing into practice of ritualism. Well, we can consider so many things. I would like to list a few, such as social media itself, parenting, we have peer pressure, we have policies, poverty, unemployment, ignorance, superstition, and there are so many more, so many things that could cause it, such as even the music and the movies we actually have these people indulge in. Some music and some movies can actually cause them to see these things as a norm. And one thing about the human brain is we subconsciously or subliminally accept things that we see on a regular basis as normal. So even if something is so abnormal, on a constant basis, it becomes normal when the brain tends to see it often. So I think those are major causes why these things occur, save and except a few I've not mentioned, which includes the government. Because I think if the government did some of the things that are done in the similar climes, perhaps the youths and the teenagers will not be involved in doing
because
some
if
of
they're
these
fully
things.
engaged enough,
Yes.
they won't have time to do
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So employment, creating policies, ensuring the youths are useful. In some climes now, to a certain age, you are treated as a citizen of the country and still taken care of by the government of the country. Till they assume that you are of age and can do things.
Yes.
That in African countries, most African countries, once you are born, you're actually to fend for yourself. Your success is actually dependent on what you do and how you do it.
That's so sad.
Now, how you do it might now be dependent on your moral values and societal values. And that's where we now tie it to our cultural, social, and moral values, because our cultural, social, and moral values will determine how people react to things. So I think those are actually the factors that can easily be mentioned.
Just to add, I just have a few points to add to that. I said here that is misplacement of ideology and values. It's also one of the reasons why people, it's now becoming so prevalent in. People don't understand. They don't think everything is money. In fact, some of our youths is those that actually have ulterior motive. Though I said have sold their conscience to the devil, they only take into ritualism before they could arrive, before they could make money. But hard work pays. They don't want to have their own hard work is so quick. I want to drive this motor pass, I want to drive it. And you don't even know how long. Some of us have worked I worked for 40 good years before I retire. Before I came to what I am today. But you just come up now, oh no, I have to make it. Then you made a salient point about our artists, the musicians, they also add to it. When you play music, that money is everything. No, if you don't have money, you are a fool. If you don't have respect. So what do you think they to do? So really, our artists should be conscious of this, and even spraying money in their video, in their content. They spray money everywhere, as if all our life depends on that. Then the movie you mentioned, I also one of the fans of this movie. I actually view or I watch African magic, especially Epic. That's where I know they make this chance. But people don't wait to the end of the program. If you wait to the end and watch it to the program, see, they are trying to teach you that no matter how fast you make this money, this is the end of your life. They always either they run mad or they run into great trouble or even die untimely. So that's what they are trying to teach in that magic, as far as I'm concerned. You understand? But at the same time, if there were a way, they will tell us what they are trying to portray in the film before art, so that people will see. Because someone just come and see, but will see them cut in group, and we just, yeah, they started living in a very big house, you know, cash, big cars and not. They don't know that the end. They may not wait to watch that magic, that film, that drama to the end to see what they are trying to portray. That is what I understand from that. Exactly. So all the same, we are saying that use please, no matter the reason, no matter what you see, if you have conscience, if you really have value for life, you should not indulge yourself in this. This is not the way at all. The way is for you to walk. The way is for you to see what you can do. Yes, government cannot provide job for everybody. That is basic. And it's not peculiar with Nigeria. It's basic. But then there's you know, some extent to want them to actually make this job, you know, provision of this job, so that we'll now know that not much youths outside there, because students, they graduate every year. They join the numbers of hundreds of people, of students that have no job, and they don't even think more about that. But at the same time, that's not the reason why. For ignorance is not, you know, and those things you're doing is not an excuse. Please let us have the fear of God in our mind, and don't go to that. And I pray that God will help us. So who is to blame now in all of this? Who is to blame? Is it the students, the youth themselves, or government, or the parents? Who is now to blame for what we're seeing now?
Well, I think the blame game would not be necessary, because if you had to point, just like there is an adage that says when you point a finger, the rest of the finger points at you.
Yeah.
Now, we first need to look at ourselves. Like I said, our social, societal, moral, cultural values. The value system has already gotten to the point where people are not understanding the essence or the moral lessons from doing these things. Now, we are in a society now where parents are supporting their children in these things. We are in a society where untrained children are training children. People who never knew values are about to pass on values they never had to children.
Can you imagine?
We are in a society whereby parents believe that children must make money however which way. I have seen a series of interviews where children have stated that all they need is a laptop and they will do all they need to do to get what they need to do. It means the value system has been made to teach these children that all you have to do is make money, whether or not you do it legally or illegally, make money. And I think so you can't blame you can't blame everybody. You can blame somebody, but the somebody is everybody. Because if you also consider that no matter the training the parent gives a child, because even when the parents are good in training, some children will make individual choices.
Yes.
The
kind of company they keep can also turn their mind.
We all have a right of free will. There's also peer pressure. Children go to school, they meet friends, they see people that were their mates, all of a sudden are successful. They want that success because they feel they are their colleagues, their mates, they should be at the same level and par. So they want to do that which was done. Whether or not it was legal or illegal, they want to do. Okay. So considering these things, it is easier to say that we can't point to anybody, but we can point to everybody.
Exactly. You can't point to anybody, but you can point to everybody. I already said it all. I put here, I say parents, society, government themselves, religious bodies, schools, especially motivational teachings. You can make money. You want to be a millionaire? Hey. No. Yes. It doesn't work like that. There are steps before you start making money. So because you say that, everybody, and they think that if you just do that by killing people, that's where the money will come. Youth themselves. That's what I said earlier. If you have value for life as a youth, you don't need to kill your fellow human beings to make money, because that will not last. It's just short-lived. Think of the end of it, where it will take you to. Nobody has died here and carry money. Don't say, at least let me enjoy it now. We cannot even enjoy it well, because everybody are not the same. So don't involve yourself in that. All of the people we mentioned need to be blamed. And therefore, what we need to do is to take correction. is to start acting. Where government is failing, government see what it can do. Parents, where you have failed your parenting, see what it can do to improve. Student yourself, where you have failed, maybe you're keeping company that is wrong, see, run away from such company. And if you have the power, talk to them that this thing is not, I thought this is the best way, but I don't think this is good. You will know what is good and what is wrong. We know it. We know right and wrong. So these are the areas. The people preaching in churches and motivational teaching, please don't tell them, make money, this and that. No. Let them know that they are steps. Money does not come from heaven. No more manna from heaven. So these are things, because some of them, they may not understand it. They'll just, okay, this teacher said that we're going to make money. That's it. It is not supposed to be. So that we can live in a society that is free for all. That's how God wants it to be. Live and let's live. So we'll take a break now. Vivid view.
Say and do it.
This is Vivid View.